Hey everyone, and welcome to This Explainer. Today we're diving into something that might just completely flip how you view your life, your career, and honestly, your actual value to the world. We're going to explore the really powerful philosophy of the late Dr. Miles Monroe when it comes to discovering your true purpose. And specifically, we'll look at why so many of us walk around feeling totally disconnected from it. So let's start with a question I think we can all relate to. Why do you hate Monday mornings? Seriously, we've all felt it, right? That absolute dread when the alarm clock goes off, that suffocating feeling of being trapped in this endless, meaningless routine, just driving to a place you really don't want to be. Well, according to Dr. Monroe's teachings, that intense stress isn't just about you being tired or dealing with a tough boss. That anxiety is actually a symptom of a much, much deeper problem. Dr. Monroe framed it perfectly when he said, "The greatest tragedy in life is not death. The greatest tragedy in life is life without a purpose." I want you to just let that sink in for a second. Simply breathing, existing, eating, and taking up space on this planet without actually knowing why you're doing it, that is the ultimate human tragedy. And that lack of direction is the real root cause of all our daily grinding frustrations. Section 1. The root cause. So what's actually causing this lack of purpose? Dr. Monroe points out that every single person on this planet is, at a subconscious level, trying to answer 5 fundamental questions. These questions literally dictate all of our human behavior, our underlying anxieties, and even massive global conflicts. It's fascinating how simple yet totally overwhelming these questions are. Who am I? Where am I from? Why am I here? What can I do? And where am I going? We're talking identity, origin, purpose, potential, and destiny. Dr. Monroe observed that over 90% of the world's population struggles to answer these. We end up spending our whole lives adopting other people's identities, wearing certain brands, just trying to fit in, all because we haven't answered these basic questions for ourselves. But out of all of those, we really need to zero in on the third question. Why am I here? Lacking the answer to why we exist is the true existential void, driving our deepest anxieties. It is an incredibly heavy weight to carry around. I mean, if you don't know why you were born, your life has no real meaning, no sense of precision. You're basically just wondering. And society's brilliant solution to this wondering? They usually just tell us to go out and get a job. Section 2, Job versus your work. This brings us to the core reframe of this entire explainer. We absolutely need to establish a critical, life-altering distinction that Dr. Monroe makes. It's the massive difference between having a job and finding your true work. It really comes down to this. Your job is simply what they pay you to do. It relies on a skill you learned, it brings in financial income, and guess what? You can absolutely be fired from it. But your work, that is what you were actually born to do. It relies on your innate gift, it brings this deep, lifelong fulfillment, and you can never, ever be fired from it, simply because you can't be fired from being yourself. This quote right here sums up the whole shebang perfectly. Your job is your skill. Your work is your gift. Society spends years educating and training us just to get a job. They hire you, they retire you, they fire you. But true peace, that only comes from discovering the unique work you were assigned to do. You can retire from your job, for sure, but you can never retire from your work. Section 3. The Cemetery of Unlived Potential. But what happens if you never figure this distinction out? Let's shift gears for a second, because the stakes here are terrifyingly high. If you settle for just a job and never uncover your true work, you end up contributing to a massive, mostly invisible tragedy. According to Dr. Monroe's research into human potential, 90% of the world's population dies having utilized only 10% of their true ability. Just 10%. The vast majority of people never even scratch the surface of what they were actually capable of achieving. Which leads to one of Dr. Monroe's most profound and famous observations. The wealthiest place on the planet? It isn't the oil fields of the Middle East, and it's not the diamond mines of South Africa. It's the graveyard. Because in the cemetery, you'll find books that were never written, businesses that were never started, and songs that were never sung. Dying without having deployed your gift means you literally take your unlived purpose directly into the ground with you. Section 4, Purpose is built in. Okay, take a breath. I know that sounds incredibly heavy, but here's the great news. You don't have to go out and invent your purpose. It's not some mystical destiny floating up in the clouds that you have to chase down. Your purpose is already waiting to be discovered because it is built right into you. Purpose is literally defined as the original intent of a manufacturer for their product. Think about it. If you want to know the purpose of a microphone, you don't ask the microphone, right? You ask the manufacturer who made it. The intent is in the mind of the creator. In Dr. Monroe's teaching, God as the creator didn't make anything just for entertainment. Every single thing was created with a specific, original intent. Look at it like this. Fish do not attend swimming lessons. Swimming is already built into the fish. Birds don't attend flight school, and seeds certainly don't go to tree-growing conventions. Whatever a creator expects from a product, the exact capacity to perform that function is injected into it right at creation. You have the built-in capacity to do exactly what you were meant to do. But here is the major warning. Where purpose is not known, abuse is inevitable. If you don't know the purpose of a thing, the only thing you can possibly do is abuse it. If you don't know why you were made, you will inevitably abuse yourself. You'll burn out chasing all the wrong things, you'll settle for mere employment, and you'll let society dictate your value. So I really want you to remember this phrase. You are not an accident. You are an assignment. You are not some random biological mistake. You were sent here specifically because something on Earth required your existence right now. Your generation needs the exact specific gift that you are carrying. Section 5, serve your gift. So how do we actually do this? How do we break out of that endless 9-to-5 trap, deploy this built-in potential into the real world, and stop waiting for a paycheck to validate our existence? Well, here's the practical process. Step 1, discover your built-in gift. Step 2, master and continually refine that gift through intense discipline. And step 3, serve the gift to humanity. Dr. Monroe uses this absolutely brilliant analogy of a fruit tree. A fruit tree never brings its fruit directly to you, right? It simply bears the fruit, and you are naturally attracted to the tree. If you master your gift, you don't have to frantically chase success. The world will be attracted to you because they need what you have. And this completely reframes how we view success. True leadership is self-discovery. Leadership isn't just about bossing other people around or managing a team. It's about discovering your own unique gift and becoming a servant to it. The greatest leaders throughout history didn't set out to find followers. They set out to fulfill a purpose, and the followers naturally came to them to receive their gift. Which leaves us with one final, deeply important question to ask ourselves as we wrap up this explainer. Are you ready to stop working your job and start serving your gift? It is time to break out of our cultural programming, stop taking our unbelievable potential straight to the cemetery, and finally discover why we are really here. Thank you so much for exploring this incredible paradigm shift with me today. I really hope it gave you something to think about. Catch you next time.